If you're a career-driven guy that feels like you need to be spending hours in the gym to get a flat stomach, you are wrong. I've helped dozens of career-driven guys lose their belly fat by cutting their workouts in half and just by focusing on what they need to focus on instead of getting all this extra fluff into their workouts that really doesn't help them see any additional benefits and really just wastes their time. And if you are a career-driven guy, you can't do that. You don't have time to waste. So today I'm gonna go over the 3 simple things that you can do to make your exercise routine more time efficient, save time and see more in the way of results while balancing your busy career. Now the first simple thing that you can do is just mainly focus on high intensity interval training and make lifting weights the main component of that HIIT workout. You could do this for 10 minutes as long as you keep your rest periods relatively short. You just want to make sure you don't waste your time and you actually do a movement that's going to give you a very big metabolic reaction. Meaning that whenever I do this movement, I'm going to really put myself in a position to get a strong boost in my muscle mass and therefore get a very strong boost in my metabolism. So for example, if I were to get a dumbbell and just do a high intensity interval of goblet squats until I completely fail, just do that for 5 minutes straight, that would be an example of some HIIT. Most guys think that high intensity interval training is just 1 minute on, 1 minute off. Your body doesn't know the difference. Your body just knows when it's completely exhausted and cannot go anymore. And that's what you want to do when you're doing high intensity interval training. So if I were to do HIIT with a goblet squat, I just want to go until I can't anymore. So if I were to get this 30-pound dumbbell, I just want to squat until I can't. Over and over, to squat until I can't anymore. Once that happens, then rest for as long as you need to rest. And you would think that this would take a lot of time, but you can only do a goblet squat for so long, right? Until you're completely burned out. Depending on how active you guys are, it could fall anywhere between 1 minute to 7 or 8 minutes. And even if you do one gigantic round of that, you squat for as long as you possibly can, and then you rest for as long as you need to get into the next round, I promise you, you are going to get a very, very good workout in. You're gonna get your heart rate up even faster than what you would get from doing some cardiovascular training on the treadmill, and you're gonna be able to save more time and manage your schedule even better. This could take literally 10 minutes if you just had time for one round, and if you had 30 minutes, depending on your activity level, it could be anywhere between 5 to 7 rounds if you need to take a few more breaks. Now the second tip that you guys can use is just doing more in the way of compound lifts, right? Really making the heavy emphasis on weight training, which is going to be the theme of this video. Side note, whenever you are doing weight training, you're going to get a bigger boost in your muscle mass. So therefore, you're going to get a bigger boost in your metabolic rate in comparison to running on the treadmill, doing some cycling, or any other cardio-oriented workout or exercise, right? Where I'm not breaking down my muscle fibers and forcing them to grow, right? There's no resistance on them. I'm just moving with my own body weight. With a compound lift, which is just a fancy term for a lift where you're contracting more than one muscle group, that's really gonna help you get a much bigger metabolic boost in comparison to, once again, just running aimlessly. So if I just have, let's say, a pair of dumbbells, I could do a dumbbell front squat, right? We're really making legs the main routine of this here. So all I would have to do is just point my knuckles in the air, slightly point out my toes, just make sure that you go with a stance that works for your particular anatomy. For me, it's a stance where my toes are just slightly pointed out, right? We just want to move our hips forward, take it back, and then bend our knees in. That's a great compound lift, especially if you got some heavier dumbbells, right? And it's a great lift even if you are a beginner or even if you are somebody that is pretty well versed when it comes to exercising. And if you want to really save some time and see more in the way of results, you can keep the rest period around 45 seconds to 60 seconds and do what's called progressive overload, which is just a fancy term for adding more weight to each set as you go along with the exercise, right? So we could even do something as simple as 10, 8, 6, 5, and 10, going down in reps so we can put ourselves in a position where it's more likely for us to move up in weight, and therefore we get a much bigger, much better muscular contraction. Those muscles grow and so does our metabolism, and then we're more likely to burn more fat, right? The whole purpose of this video, as you're gonna once again notice, is that we wanna make weight training the main priority, the main component of your routine, so you can get a bigger boost in your metabolism and just get the benefits that you need from exercising for the perspective of losing body fat, which at the end of the day is just boosting your metabolism, and the best way to do that is to make weight training your priority for your exercise routine. I'm gonna sound like a broken record saying that, but that's going to be the ultimate priority for you guys that are super busy and just wanna see more belly fat and overall fat loss. Now, the third thing you guys can do to save time and see more in the way of results is having an active rest period. That's just a fancy term for me resting, let's say for 45 seconds, but I'm doing something else, an auxiliary lift, right? A complementary lift. It could also be me just doing some jumping jacks. It could be me doing some bodyweight squats or any other movement that's not as intense as the original movement that I just did, so I can still have more energy for the second or third set. That way you stay proactive, you're exercising while you're resting, quote unquote, making an active rest, and instead of adding an extra 5 or 10 minutes to your workout, you clean that up and you stay proactive by exercising just lightly during that active rest period so you can stay proactive, save more time, and see more in the way of fat loss results. This is exactly what I do for career-driven men all around the world. I fully customize a workout program that is tailored to their busy schedule so they can do exactly what we've been talking about in this video, save more time and see more in the way of fat loss results, especially around the stomach. And we address the root cause of this fat gain, especially around the stomach, by optimizing their diet, once again in a way that's going to work for your busy schedule. So all my links are down in the video description. If you're interested in working with me, there's a form down below on the top, middle, and bottom of the video description. You can fill that out there if you're interested in working with me personally one-on-one. But other than that, that's pretty much it for this video. Feel free to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram at It's Bobby O'Brien, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.